Alright, y'all. New video today, as always, but we're doing something completely different. We're not doing anything melodic. We're doing the noise pollution beats. You know, the distorted, that rage, the 808, that good shit. But yeah, enough talking. Let's get to it. So for these beats, pretty much you just want pretty much just a bunch of noises. That's why they call it noise pollution. But yeah, bunch of noises, like sound effects, things of all different like frequencies. But first we start off with these bells from Serum. And then I got this saw pad from Faceplant. I'm pretty sure it's called Chroma Pad or something, but yeah. And then I copy and pasted the pad, turned that into some plucks and surge. You know, distorted digital type plucks. And I got kind of this like siren screamer type sound effect. I don't really know what to call it, but you guys can decide. Then we have another one like that. More of a siren sound effect though. And then finally I got this little high pitched lead. Alright, and here's what the melody sounds like all together. And now we move on to the drums. As you can see, went kind of crazy on the drums. Need some heavy, hard-hitting drums and some crazy 808s for this. And also some sound effects, but yeah, drums are very important. First, I start off with this hi-hat pattern. I put a hi-hat every step, and then, you know, some rolls with the half steps. We got our open hat. We got another open hat, but it's less of a cymbal this time. Then our clap. Now we have our snare pattern. And then at the very end of the pattern, a little 8-track, 8-bar, that's what's called 8-bar pattern. Added a little snare roll. And finally we have our 808. And then again, I just kind of copy and pasted the root notes from the melody. And now we have the scream sound effect you hear in Serve the Bass. Now here's what the drums sound like all together. Alright, now it's time to get into the mixing. I'm gonna start doing this regularly now. Everyone's gonna get the mixing tips. For the master, I just put a soft clipper on, turn the distortion up all the way, and then, you know, post in the top right corner. And then my mixing process is always the same. Start off with an EQ on everything, cut off the low end below 100 Hz on everything except the bass. That way the bass doesn't get muddy. And usually I cut off the high end just because usually it's not necessary. Pretty much you want to cut off all the unnecessary parts of the sound. That way the beat doesn't get oversaturated and everything has a different frequency and everything's good like that. And then of course I put reverb on pretty much everything that sounds like it needs reverb, which reverb is like that spatial effect. Like it sounds like it's all around you. It sounds like it's in a big room with echoes and stuff. But I put reverb on everything except the bass, sounds that don't really need reverb, sound effects, and the open hats. I don't use reverb on that. And then my last thing I put on my mixer channel is the spreader. And pretty much I only use the spreader on background sounds. That way it gets like I said with the reverb, more spatial effect. Everything's not just condensed in the middle. There's more space all around you gotta imagine the beat as a plane. And if everything's all in the middle and there's nothing to the side, it's just gonna sound like condensed, oversaturated, and just not good. You gotta spread everything out. That way it's more of like an all-around experience, especially when you have headphones on. But anyways, I put spreader on all the background melodies and the hi-hats and everything else to keep it in the center. And the lead too. Don't put spreader on the lead. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. I'm have the beat playing. No beat link because this was a custom one. But I did hella good on it, so I want to show it off. But yeah. I'll make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff so I get my stuff pushed out. And yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow.